Stop talking.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dan.
All right, and we're live.
Thank you.
Who else are we waiting for here? We got,
Lori, trustee Lori. She'll be in shortly.
okay.
Mhm.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mm.
Hi, Nanette. Do we have everyone?
Yes, we're waiting for Dr. Cook. I'm gonna email the link.
Okay.
I just saw a message, but thank you.
Mhm.
Just a second.
Wait, whoever said silence is golden.
So Lori, I think we're ready. I think,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So call the meeting to order
It's 5:02. Lori Martin,
here.
Bill Johnson,
Here.
and Norm Jordan is excused. So we do have a quorum.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So the first item is the investment subcommittee report. So we had an investment subcommittee meeting on September 18th. We went through the quarterly performance and went through some of the governance as we normally do in the capital market overview. But you can see here For the quarter, the long-term fund returned 6.2% over the benchmark of 7.1, or under the benchmark, I should say, primarily due to some underperformance in the active small cap managers. If you go to the next slide, we also reviewed the short-term fund, returning about 1.2% over the 1.1% benchmark. Talked a little bit about the dollar cost averaging program. We've moved 9 million from the short-term portfolio to the long-term portfolio in May of 2025. An additional 5 million was transferred in August, 2.5 in August, and then it looks like another, wait a minute. Oh, so out of the 9. So I might have to edit this a little bit. Some of it in May and then the rest of it in August, it looks like. So performance is really strong. The markets are strong. Global equities are up, and it bode well for the portfolio. And we'll see that in the review of the financial statements as well. The next item being that fiscal year 25 audit. Turn it over to our colleagues at Witham, Smith and Brown to quickly go over that.
Sure, great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Vicki Ravitch. I'm the partner from Witham on the college's engagement. So nice to be here today. I'm going to go through this kind of just real brief. We did meet with the audit committee right before this meeting, and they did approve the financial statements. So I do want to start by thanking management for all their hard work and getting us through everything. We had no issues throughout the engagement. Management was able to provide us all the information that we needed. So I want to thank everyone for that. We will be issuing an unmodified opinion, which is what I'll call a clean opinion, and the highest level of assurance that you can obtain from an accounting firm. So again, great news. We did not have any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies that we need to report, nor did we have any booked adjustment or unadjusted, any differences left at the end of the engagement. So again, kind of numbers that you see internally would be the same as externally. So no changes needed to be made from that standpoint. The college did adopt 2 new GASBs this year, which is GASB 101, which is for compensated absences that did not have a material impact on the financial statements, and GASB 102, which is just some additional disclosures within the financial statements. And you'll see those additional disclosures on page 49 of the statements. So I'll be happy to answer maybe any questions that anyone has at this point.
Nope, the review at the audit committee was great.
I just want to thank the auditors for working with us, Vicki and Andy, and I know there's some other people on that team. So thanks so much for helping us get through the audit. It's always a big milestone to get to this day after a lot of people put in a lot of work. I just also want to thank Alyssa Shaboic. Or if I didn't say that right, Alyssa, I don't know if everyone knows Alyssa. Alyssa and John have been working, and John Tudrin have been also working very hard on the audit. And, you know, everyone knows John, but I'm not sure everyone knows Alyssa. So she's been with us for a year, but really taking on the lead on the audit for us this year. So I just want to make sure everyone knows who she is. But thanks to everyone for getting us to this point.
I just wanted to echo that, Andrea. Alyssa is certainly a diligent worker. We sat on a call for probably 5.5, close to 6 hours on Monday. Really going through the financials, making sure we didn't miss anything, leading up to this meeting. So definitely just wanted to recognize her efforts and John's efforts, and helping us get this, get the financials together.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Alyssa, and good work, everyone. I mean, it's a clean audit with no findings, no management letter comments. Can't ask for anything more than that. Great job.
Madam Chair, you ready for a motion?
Yes.
I move that the Springfield Technical Community College Board of Trustees Committee on Ways and Means, pursuant to the provisions of Section 22, Chapter 15A, approve the FY 2025 financial statements and audit as presented.
Second.
And Lori Martin
Yes.
and Bill Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion approved.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the financial outlook. Andrea?
Yeah, so the audit is the main focus today. We don't have slides for today's meeting, but the next meeting of this committee is just in 3 weeks. So it's going to come up quick on November 13th. So we'll have more detail at that point. But for today, I just wanted to give a few brief updates. So first of all, we still don't have final enrollment numbers for fall, but it's looking better than when I presented at the full board meeting, whenever, I think that was the end of September. So at this point, let's say enrollment's up about 15%. I think last time we talked about being up 7%. So at this point, we're looking at maybe, we budgeted about 105,000 credits, and at this point, we're looking at about 112,000 credits. So that translates into tuition and fee revenue. Actually, the net impact of that, about 1.2 million additional revenue from tuition and fees, and net some of the additional expenses that come with that. So when you add to that the state appropriation probably being about $1 million more than what we budgeted, we're looking at about a favorable variance of about 2.2 million at this point. So we'll have more detail on that. Jason will be preparing his usual revenue and spending report, and we'll take a look at that in a few weeks, but just wanted to give you a heads up that that's sort of the direction we're looking in. So any questions about that?
I do have one question or thought, I guess. I mean, I think it's all great. Is there any, I'm trying to format my questions. I'm kind of rambling here, but we have all these different, opportunities for classes and all that. But if we have an excess students, we're going to have to hire more teachers, more professors, and more staff. Do you see any capacity problems, or you haven't dialed in that deep yet, I guess, where we might have to expand the staff and course offerings, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yes, I guess we have structures in place to flex based on demand, and then it's sort of like a step function. I don't want to get into it too much, but we basically on the faculty side kind of flex with adjunct faculty, and then we're just in a constant state of sort of assessing our needs and based on student demand.
Andrea,
what the
I'll stop you.
resources
All you
are.
got to say is, yeah, Bill, it's on our radar. That's all you got to say. I'm happy.
Okay. And then just so I mean, to that point, we're actually, Jason and I just talked about, as part of the budget cycle, preparing the 5-year projection that we'll start looking at. So now we're in October, probably in November, start looking for next year and, the next 5 years. So it's really this cycle of, starting to look at what do we need in the future. So it's just
yeah, no, there's a
we're
lot
doing that
going
on a
on.
regular basis.
It's on your radar.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know is that,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear 3 weeks from now, oh, we got, 120 students that signed up for this, but we only have capacity for 85, but it's on your radar, and it's something that's getting taken care of organically. That's great. That's all I need to hear.
No, good question. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the enrollment piece and the financial impact of that?
Looking forward to the next meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, we are too. Just an update on the federal funding, impacts of some of the federal funding changes. So on the good news is that we still have not seen any impact on Pell. So Pell is just no negative news related to Pell. So that's been great, and actually looking forward to Workforce Pell whenever they can get that up and running. The less good news is, as you're aware, we've had 2 federal grants discontinued. So for this coming fiscal year, we were counting on $1.8 million across the 2 grants that we won't be getting. And so, but some of the services that were previously funded by those grants are still in place. We're taking time to really assess what the needs are going to be. So the estimate for the fall semester for the things that we've kept in place is about $200,000. So, the college is continuing to invest in sort of student-specific, student-facing things that we didn't want to pull out, but we're trying to figure out what the future looks like there. So that's about $200,000 for the fall. So, but planning is continuing for the future. So I'll just see if there are any questions about that.
Nope. I'm glad we're still able to commit financially.
And then you'll just notice, so the last thing is, there was an article in the packet. Not sure if you had a chance to take a look at it, but every year at this time, at the state level, they look at the revenues, year to date to figure out where we are compared to what they had budgeted. And when the revenues fall behind, potentially they could even start at this point looking at 9C cuts. And so the sort of, the good news at this point is that the revenue estimate is being kept at the budgeted level. So it could be short term. So I think that they'll keep looking at it. But for now, there are no news of 9C cuts, which is good because that could have happened if the revenue was looking worse than it is. But at the same time, there's definitely at the state level economic volatility, especially with respect to not really knowing what's going to come down from the feds. So from my perspective, when I look at this, it's like, okay, we don't have to worry today, but I think that our continued sort of conservative approach still seems very appropriate. And so that's what will be, the approach we'll be taking both this year and then looking into the new budget, the budget for next year. So that's kind of where we are. I don't know if anyone has any other comments on that.
The only thing I would just add is this is why we have a really helpful system. We've got a lot of folks in place, our trustees, right? You all have seen how we do this, and it's conservative for this very reason. Particularly in the community college sector, when enrollment can really fluctuate, we tend to be conservative to give ourselves some breathing room when things get tight or when we don't know if and when they're going to get tight. And so this model has really borne itself out for us. We're also trying to just focus on our work as opposed to speculating too much around, the lengthening of the federal shutdown, the potential impacts on healthcare costs and its downstream effects on a budget like ours. All that we know we'll contend with in spring when we work with you all on the fiscal year 27 budget. And we'll see what the conditions are there and how that impacts our assumptions. So all to say, we are paying attention, we are following, but we really try to keep our feet on the ground.
Yeah, we're definitely going through the same thing in the healthcare sector. So I think conservatism is prudent at this point in time.
So that's all I have for today. We'll have more in a few weeks, but happy to answer any questions.
No questions for me. I know the audit takes so long and then it only takes a few minutes to approve it, but I know it's a lot of work and I really appreciate all the hard work that the team has done. Those are great results. I'll say it again.
Yeah, I'm sure I heard they were on the phone for 6 hours.
I know.
We spent 6 minutes on this.
I know,
Thank
I
you
know.
very much. But
All right, so our next meeting is November 13th. Sounds like we'll see some more details, start getting into more of the financial results. And so motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Okay, so Lori Martin
Yep.
and
Yes.
Bill Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
much.
Take care.
Mhm.
Have a good night.